Tomorrow's chemo day, so gotta get ready for it. What does that mean? Well, it's time to get your game face on. The one thing that's a little different getting ready for chemo this week, and I feel like Gabby and I have always looked at chemo as kind of like getting ready for a triathlon or getting ready for an Ironman or something like that, because you got to get your game plan, break it down, get your game plan, and get ready. And so there's a list of stuff look, I could just go to chemo and make sure that I get there. And some days it's what you do, right? You just make sure you get in the door, you get your medicine, you get out the door, you get home. And if that's what I need to do, that's what I'll do. But if I can make it be a little bit better, I do want to make it be a little bit better, because this is my life now. So let's make it be a little better. So the day before chemo, I've got lots of things that I have to think about, and yeah, I'm actually happy I can think about it because I'm about to pack my chemo bag, and this sounds weird probably, but I'm excited to do this. Gabby has done this for me for the past year and a half because I couldn't. And but today I'm physically well enough and mentally well enough to be able to actually do this and hopefully get everything in the bag. Mwah! So, getting ready for chemo, there's a lot of things, and it's a physical game. One, make sure that I get enough nutrition and fluids in today that, in case chemo takes it away from me tomorrow and the drugs, all that stuff. So I'm drinking liquid greens to make sure I get as much possible greens in. I've got a kombucha that I'm drinking, daily minerals in my water, electrolytes in my water. I've got a nice maple tea. Again, all of this is just to make sure that I get enough fluids in. And then you go through your bag and make sure that usually Gabby's with me, and we play games, and when the drugs start to affect me too much, she talks to me and stuff. And now I'm joining tens of thousands of other people that are doing this alone. So I'm packing my bag, thinking about how I can do this alone, and I love these. I have a friend that gives me a pair of socks. She has been a fucking rock star. She gives me a pair of socks for chemo, every single chemo. She hasn't missed a single one, to make me smile. Always a little something different. These are Fancy Bitch. Makes me and my nurse smile. This lovely blanket because you get the chills from chemo. It's another lovely friend of mine gave it to me before I knew that I would need a blanket. So anyways, now I'm just trying to figure out, like, what does it mean that I'm going to be alone tomorrow, and how do I do that and make sure that that if I I have a device that I can watch movies, but if I can't look at a screen because it gets really hard once the chemo starts taking effect, you can't focus, and screens are really difficult. So I have a book that's is a graphic novel, so maybe I can do that. I've got something that I can sketch if I can hold a pencil because that's taken away. All of these things you would think would be like super depressing. My dog wants to say hi, but it just looks to me again like you gotta break it down, make a plan, break it down, make a plan. That's everything in life. If you get overwhelmed, if it's too much, if you don't think you can succeed, whatever that is, for me, is break it down step by step, minute by minute. And so, yeah, got the physical game, and then I'm going to figure out how I can entertain myself through this, and then the rest of the day is going to be spent getting the mental game on, right? Like, okay, I can do this. I know. It's funny, there's a lot you learn when you're going through this, and if you pay attention to what makes things be a little better, I guess. I don't know, it's kind of emotional going through this bag. Every single thing in this bag, my wife intentionally chose for me to make sure that I would have the best day possible with getting chemo. And that's very sweet. And as I'm taking things out and putting things in, I'm also overwhelmed with feelings, because I think like this bag, right? This was when you get done with chemo, you're still attached to it, and you go home with a ball of chemo. It's really scary, because you're attached to this ball of chemo that's dangerous for 3 days, and you have to like make sure it doesn't pop. Anyways, so you hold it in the easiest way in the bag. So long story short, we had a chemo bag party, and so this reminds me of my friends that made this for me, which is really awesome. And I was just thinking, it's funny, like when I talk about you have to break things down by the minute sometimes, right? Like this is just a little toner with a slight little scent that you just do a little spritz on your face. And so if I am feeling dry, or if I'm feeling dozy and I'm trying to keep myself awake, or if I just want to reset, if I just want to take a minute and spritz myself, and next minute, you know what I mean? It's this little guy. This little guy is a ginger oil, and you just roll a little on your hands, and then take a minute, breathe it in, your hands, reset, break it down, make a plan, right? And the last piece is the mental game, right? Because, well, you walk into the chemo center, and it's full of sick and dying people, and you're one of them. And then you're about to sit in a chair 6 feet away from hundreds of other people lined up to have a drug put into you to save your life. and I welcome that drug, and I want that drug, and I want my life saved. So, how do I not let that grind of all of this, the sadness and the reality of it, impact me? Well, try to figure that out. I use lots of different things, like hosting a dance party. So I'm going to spend the rest of my day having fun with my wife and my dog and myself, and getting myself ready. Strong. Hi guys, shout out to our friends Jenna and Sean. Oh my god, thank you guys so much for sharing your dance party. We woke up to that this morning, all smiles. It was lovely, and it inspired us. It inspired us and reminded us to make sure that we had a ton of fun today, no matter what. So thank you guys. Jenna, I'm taking it to the streets. Yeah, dancing my way through the park. Woo! I love you so much. Thank you for the inspiration.